everyone, and welcome back to the Leaky Lynn Pod, where awareness saves brains. I'm Lynn, and if you've been following my journey, you know I spent 6 years living with a cranial CSF leak before finally getting the diagnosis that changed everything. In the last episode, I shared how I finally found the surgeon who listened, confirmed my leak, and performed the mid-fossa craniotomy that gave me my life back. But today, I want to go back because surgery wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part was living for 6 years with symptoms that no one could explain. If you've ever been told your symptoms are just stress, anxiety, or just migraines, vestibular migraines, I want you to know you are not alone. This episode is for you because looking normal on the outside, one of the cruelest parts of living with a cranial CSF leak is that to everyone else, you often look completely normal. People saw you smiling. They saw me working in surgery. They saw me showing up every day. What they didn't see was the neurological battle happening inside my brain. Every conversation took effort. Every decision required concentration. Every day felt like I was trying to think through thick fog. I learned how to hide it. Many people living with invisible illnesses become experts at pretending they are okay. Not because they are, but because they're tired of explaining themselves. The brain fog. People hear the term brain fog and sometimes think it's just being forgetful. It isn't. It's forgetting why you walked into a room. It's reading the same sentence over and over because your brain won't process it. It's searching for words you've used your entire life. It's losing your train of thought in the middle of a conversation. It's forgetting conversations completely. As a surgical technologist, that was terrifying. I was assisting surgeons while my own brain was literally leaking cerebral spinal fluid. I couldn't always remember surgical timeouts. I struggled with concentration. Simple tasks suddenly required tremendous mental effort. I knew something wasn't right, but I didn't know why. The dizziness. Then there was the dizziness, not just feeling lightheaded. The room sometimes felt like it was moving. Walking could feel like I was on a boat, which would be nice. My balance wasn't reliable. Driving for more than 30 minutes often triggered severe vertigo. When people haven't experienced vertigo, it's hard to explain. But when your balance system isn't working correctly, it affects everything. Shopping, working, driving, even standing still. The ear symptoms for years I complained about. My right ear, it constantly felt full. My hearing change became muffled. The ringing in my ear became a lot worse. Sometimes I heard strange, eternal sounds. Eventually, fluid would drain. Looking back, those were huge clues. For years, my imaging reports repeatedly mentioned mastoid air cell effusion. I even brought those findings up to doctors more than once. I was told it was nothing to worry about. It wasn't until another ENT placed a tube in my ear that it drained for weeks. That led to the imaging that finally helped uncover what had actually been hiding all along. Sometimes the clues are there. Sometimes just has to connect them. The headaches. Not every headache is the same. Mine weren't just migraines or vestibular migraines. Many were positional. Standing often made them worse. Lying down sometimes helped. Light became very painful. Noise became overwhelming. The headache wasn't just pain. It affected my ability to think clearly. It affected my ability to function. Then there was the emotional changes. This part is one of the hardest for me to talk about because a cranial CSF leak didn't just affect my body. It affected who I was. I became extremely irritable. My patience had disappeared. I was emotionally exhausted. I withdrew from family and friends. I stopped feeling like myself. There were moments when I barely recognized the person I had become. When your brain isn't functioning properly, it changes more than just your physical health. It changes your confidence, your relationships, your emotions, your entire sense of self, even your personality. Living without answers, one of the most painful parts wasn't even the symptoms. It was constantly feeling dismissed. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's stress. Maybe it's allergies. Maybe it's vestibular migraines. Maybe you're just overreacting. That's what I heard for years. After hearing those things enough times, you begin questioning yourself. You wonder if you're imagining it, even though deep down, you know something is wrong. Living without answers is exhausting, not just physically, emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. If there's one thing I hope you can take away from my story, it's this: awareness saves brains. Most people have never heard of a cranial CSF leak. Many healthcare providers may only see a few cases or none at all during their careers. That's why awareness matters. Awareness helps patients recognize warning signs. It helps families understand what their loved one is going through. It encourages healthcare professionals to consider a diagnosis they might not think of otherwise. And awareness can shorten the time it takes for someone to finally get the right diagnosis. But awareness alone isn't enough. You also have to advocate for yourself. No one knows your body better than you do. If something doesn't feel right, keep asking questions. Read your imaging reports. Don't be afraid to ask what unfamiliar findings mean. Seek second opinions, sometimes third. I requested four. I got my fourth opinion. Advocating for yourself doesn't mean you're being difficult. It means you're an active member of your healthcare team. If I had stopped asking questions, if I had accepted every explanation I was given, if I hadn't kept searching, I might still be looking for answers today or worse. That's why I started the Leaky Lynn Pod. Not because I want people to feel sorry for me, but because I don't want someone else to spend 6 years or more searching for answers that could have been found sooner. If my story helps even one person recognize the signs or gives one person the courage to seek another opinion, then every difficult chapter of my journey has a greater purpose. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If this episode resonated with you, I would be honored if you'd share it with someone who needs to hear it. Please subscribe, leave a review, and help us spread awareness. Together, we can help more people get diagnosed sooner. Together, we can remind people that invisible illnesses are real. Together, we can change lives. Until next time, I'm Lynn, and this has been the Leaky Lynn Pod. Remember, awareness saves brains, and advocating for yourself could save your life. Until next time.